28-year-old, male, single, cross $100,000 net worth this year. No college degree. Never made more than $50,000 per year. No crazy inheritances. You can do it too. This post isn't meant to be any kind of humble brag. Simply motivation for people out there that maybe find the FIRE lifestyle untenable. I know there's a lot of people on here that don't have a fancy degree, $150,000 per year jobs, marry into wealth, get a large inheritance, etc. This is a topic for the average Joe that's maybe a little lost in life but being stuck in the daily grind until he or she is 70 and life is behind them isn't what they want. My background info. Grew up in suburbia outside of a LCOL city in the Northeast USA. Still live in the same general area. Most of my family is dead or I'm not in contact with them, not trying to be a sob story here, and have had no inheritances or insurance payouts. I went to college for about 2 years but absolutely hated it. I was never more depressed in my life than in my last year of high school and into college. I never knew what I wanted to do and majored in something I was good at, math, but I just hate talking about it. I hated school so much, and wish I put a lot more thought into things when I was younger, but I didn't have any direction and went to college just because it was what everyone else was doing and was expected of me. Looking back, I wish I had gone with a trade or at least community college first, but oh well. I had some scholarships but the majority of my college was paid for via loans, which I still had to pay off with no degree to show for it. I finished paying these off completely about 2 years ago. I still have no idea what I want to do with my life. If you're in the same boat, I really hope this speaks to you, because being financially independent and retiring early is still in your grasp if you put your mind to it. I have a lot of hobbies but I feel like I've never found my passion, and I'm still looking. Net worth. Assets. $56,000 condo. I bought this almost 3 years ago. I have WA fees but that combined with utilities and my mortgage payment, I'm paying a hair under $800 per month, and I live alone. I got a really good deal at the time. Most of the units in this condominium were going for $60, $65K and housing has gone up. So if and when I sell I will probably make more. But for the purposes of this thread I'm lowballing and just using what I paid for it originally. Living in a LCOL of living area has been huge for me. $55.5 thousand in retirement accounts. This is the big one. I started investing in my company's 401k as soon as I got to my current job 5 years ago, even though I didn't fully know what I was getting into. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. $49,000 in 401k and $5.7 thousand in a Roth IRA that I started this year. If you're going to stop here, my biggest piece of financial advice is invest early. Invest as early as possible. Yes, we're probably going to see market corrections soon because it's been insane lately, but if you're super worried about it I advise you to read this. $20,000 in bank. I have about $13,000 in my saving account at the local credit union, and $7,000 in a checking account. This one I'm still working on. It's hard for me to not have money in my account because I'm just a worrisome Wally. In January, I am going to dump another $5.5 thousand from this into my IRA and then figure out what to do with the rest. $7.5 thousand car. Fully paid off. The range on KBB is $7,780 to $8,973 for my car in good condition. Again, lowballing because I take good care of it, but I'm rounding down for everything in the asset category. Total is $139,000. Liabilities. $32.1 thousand left on my mortgage payments. This is very slightly rounded up. I've been aggressive paying this off, simply because I'm a debt-averse person. Most people on this sub would recommend not paying this off as aggressively as I have because I'd get better returns investing, but I'm okay with this and it's given me peace of mind. And that's it. I mentioned I paid off my student loans, and I always pay off my credit cards in full because I only buy things I can already afford. Not having a lot of debt is great, and something I highly recommend. Assets, liability, equals net worth. $139,000 $32,100 equals $106,900. I was working dead-end jobs during and after college, just kind of putzing around for a few years. My last 2 jobs I was making $8.25 per hour and $8 per hour. A friend of mine invited me to a job fair and I said what the hell. It wasn't a job fair. It was a headhunter, temp agency that got our information. My friend and I hit it off with the lady, and she recommended a really good company to work for, and again, I said what the hell. It was a factory job and I was making $12 per hour, which was awesome to me at the time. I worked in the factory for about 2 years when a position opened up in the office at the same company. I applied because again, what the hell, and got the position mostly due to my experience and interpersonal skills. It's a really boring, primarily data entry position, but with raises and such I'm up to just over $17 per hour. With a monthly bonus of anywhere from 5% to 20%, it's usually around 16% or so. So about $20 per hour. With overtime, I've been coming in around or just under $45,000 per year, pre-taxes. My state income taxes are pretty high, and will probably be around there again this year. It is not glamorous. I kind of glossed over it, but I've busted my ass to get here over the past 5 years. I started working a hard labor job that I fell into, and lucked into a position opening up, but I got both positions and rose to where I am because of my skills, attitude, and by working hard. I do not like my job at all, but it's far and away the best job I've ever had. I have health insurance. I have a 401k, and they match up to 6% of what I put in, currently putting in 20% of my paycheck, may go higher next year. It can be high stress when I get busy, but I oftentimes find myself spending half the day on Reddit, and I read a lot on the job. I have to stretch every morning and evening because I get sciatic nerve pain from sitting all day. I don't plan on going back to school, probably never will. I don't know what I want to do with my life. But I'm really enjoying it. I don't let my job define me. I have hobbies and friends I really enjoy. I date, and I've been getting into traveling a lot more. I took 2 road trips this year, and next year I hope to go overseas for the first time in my life. I've always been a naturally frugal person, so I plan to lean fire. I don't have an end goal number, I just know I want to retire as soon as possible so I can spend more time on myself. I want to explore more hobbies. I want to see what the world has to offer me. I do eventually want to find something I'm truly passionate about, but at this point I don't think I'll be too upset if that never comes. My thoughts are kind of all over the place. I'm writing this while watching Night of the Creeps because it's October, and I'm not a great writer to begin with. If you take anything away from my post, take away these 3 things. Enjoy and live your life. Your happiness, no matter what triggers it, is paramount. Your path to financial independence doesn't have to be like anyone else's. Use the insane amount of resources available to you on this sub and online, but don't get discouraged if your decisions and what's available to you is different. Fuck work. Edit. I'm signing off this throwaway. Appreciated reading and responding to you guys in here. I hope this reaches people that need it. I never would have believed I'd be in this position even just 2 years ago. It gets better. Keep working at it. I love this sub and am so glad I found it. Not just for the advice and good conversation, but because it's so nice to be understood by like-minded people. EDIT2. Well, it's safe to say this got a tad more exposure than I thought it would. Second highest upvoted thread on this sub all time. Holy moly. I decided to log back into the throwaway and will be commenting on a few more posts. Most notably, a lot of people seem to be interested in my condo and especially the price, so I made a standalone post about it here. I just want to thank everyone for reading. It was fun to share my story and read through all the posts today at work. I kind of forgot about the topic and then checked the sub at work on my break like I usually do and was blown away. I'm especially tickled pink about the posts people have made about being in the same or similar situation, past, present, and future. It's always so nice for me to find people that I can relate with, and when I saw all the posts about people just starting out at a similar salary and talking about how my post gave them motivation, it warmed the cockles of my heart. Apparently I also have a few long-lost twins out there.